Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
All right. So we're just going to go over a few scriptures and recap what we went over last week and weeks before. And today begins the Feast of Weeks, First Fruits, also known as Pentecost. All right. In the Greek is known as Pentecost. All right. But in Mosai is known as the Feast of Weeks. All right. Which represents 50 days from the time you started counting from the Feast of Unleavened Bread to this day. It gives you 50 days, which begins the first fruits. All right, we're going to touch on those scriptures and some current events. Like I said, we're going to be rehashing some of the things that were taught last week, a month ago. So we're going to compile everything together as a class. All right, so we're just going to start off. I want to touch off on dealing with Esau and the things that's coming upon him and the plagues that are written in the judgment. It's very important that these things be taught him because we see that the time is approaching, our time and the time of his judgment. And when you read the scripture speaks about these things in the book of Job. But a lot of people, when they read the book of Job, they think it's just talking about one particular wicked person. But this was a proverb, a dark saying that Job was writing about the wicked, particular wicked, which is known as the Edomites. And he was laying out and showing the judgment of what's going to come upon them. So when we go to the book of Job, the 18th chapter, we're going to begin with that. Like I said, we're going to touch on the Feast of Weeks, which is Pentecost. All right. So we're going to go to the book of Job, the 18th chapter, and we're going to touch on that. The 18th chapter, the 19th chapter, and the 20th chapter are very good chapters that Job speaks about the judgment on the wicked. So let's go to Job, the 18th chapter. All right, because when you see that when Job wrote this, it seemed like he was talking to his friend. Yes, he was talking to his friend, but in that was hidden messages, dark sayings, that he was also referring to the wicked. All right? So we're going to begin here from Job, the 18th chapter. We'll start from the first verse.
The book of Job, chapter 18, verse 1. Then answered Bildad the Shuhite and said...
So this was one of Job's friends. All right? So he was replying back to what Job had said to him. All right? Read on.
Verse 2. How long will it be ere ye make an end of words? Mark, and afterward we will speak. Wherefore are we counted as beasts and reputed vile in your sight?
So this is what he's saying. He's saying to Job, how come we seem as beasts and reputed vile in your sight? All right, read on.
Verse 4. He teareth himself in his anger. Shall the earth be forsaken for thee? And shall the rock be removed out of his place?
So this is what he's saying to Job. Shall these things be done to you? I understand? Because they weren't showing no compassion unto Job. So Job was crying out for the things that came upon him. But now Job in his speech is going to identify and show you about certain things that's going to take place in the earth concerning the wicked. All right? Read on.
Verse 5. Yea, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine.
Right, so he's telling the light, meaning his influence, all right? All the glory and everything that he has, his wisdom, all that is going to be taken out of the way. It said, the light of the wicked shall be put out, and the spark of his fire shall not shine. His life is going to be taken away too. In the process of all these things that's going to happen. Read on.
Verse 6. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle.
Yeah, the light, his influence, his wisdom that he has around the world is going to be dark in his tabernacle. All right? The Most High is going to start to take away all his influence that he has in the world. All right? Read on.
And his candle shall be put out with him.
His candle means his life. His breath is going to be taken from him. All right? Wherever he go in the world, eventually his life is going to be taken away. Read on.
Verse 7. The steps of his strength shall be straightened.
Right, and that straightened means it's going to be in different perils. Right? Wherever he goes, there's going to be certain things that keep coming against him. That straightened doesn't mean to be straight or walk a straight path. It means straight means it's going to be uphills, downhills. It's going to be a lot of battles that he has to encounter. All right? Read on.
And his own counsel shall cast him down.
Right. His own counsel shall cast him down, which represents what? It says his own counsel shall cast him down. What does that mean?
The people that's follow him.
Right. There's people that's in his circle. Whether it's political, whether it's social, whether it's educationally. His people, his own counsel is going to bring him down. It's going to start to expose him for what he's about. And a lot of his own people has been doing it.
Right.
Exposing him for what he is.
Right.
Exposing the lies that he did, the death, the things that he's doing to the earth. He's been exposed by his own people.
Right.
You understand? Because even Trump lawyers came up and exposed him.
Right.
And they're going to jail, but Trump is still in office.
Right.
So the Most High says his own counsel is going to expose him. All right. Then when you hold that and go to Psalms, I think it's Psalm 68, where the Most High said, let me show you this in Psalm 60. Here's Psalm 64. Quick. Right, Psalm 64.
Verse.
Let's start from the first verse.
Book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 1. Hear my voice, O God, in my prayer. Preserve my life from fear of the enemy.
And this is what David was saying. And this prayer goes out for not only for David, but for us today as Israelites. Because David was making intercession for us too as a people. Because he foreseen the end time, what's going to happen. All right? Read on.
Verse 2. Hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked.
And who's the secret counsel of the wicked? The rulers of this earth, the Illuminati. All right? The elite families that runs this earth. Okay? Read on.
From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity.
Right, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity. So all they do is scheme and plot and construct and organize iniquity. That's all they live for. Right? That's their whole purpose. All right? Read on.
Verse 3. Who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot the arrows, even bitter words.
Right. Create all kind of different strategy and wicked oppressive laws to entrap you. All right? Read on.
Verse 4. That they may shoot in secret at the perfect.
See, and they do it in secret. Right? That they may shoot in secret at the perfect. The perfect are the children of the Most High. All right? Read on.
Suddenly do they shoot at him and fear not.
And they don't fear not. They have no fear of doing that. All right? Read on.
They encourage themselves in an evil matter.
And that's all they do. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. Whether it's to create drug epidemics, whether it's to create diseases, whatever comes to their mind that they think is beneficial for them, that's what they create. I think somebody else will do it. Do it for me, Isaac. Yeah. All right, read on.
They commune of laying snares privily.
See, they commune of laying snares privately. So they set up snares privately in different places. Was you looking for somebody?
Said she was sorry. She's not.
Wrong place.
Wrong.
All right, so read that part again.
Okay, I'm going to start at the beginning of 5. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privately. They say, who shall see them?
Right, because nobody, who sees them? They camouflage themselves, and they don't put themselves out there and say, well, we're the one that's doing it. So they hide behind these different hidden agendas and different groups and think tanks and hide themselves and say, nobody see what we're doing. You understand? Like for instance with the CIA, you don't know what the CIA is doing, but they do a lot of evil in the earth. Then they use other people to cover up their tracks. All right? Read on.
Verse 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search.
See, they search out iniquity, whatever type of evil, they search it out. All right? And they accomplish a diligent search in doing it. All right? Read on.
Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
Whatever they're doing is deep. All right, read on.
But Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded.
Right, right. Read on.
So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon
See?
themselves.
So it says, so they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. Their own people is going to bring them out and expose them. All right? Like they've been doing for the last 60, 100 years. They won't be exposing the Rothschilds, the Illuminati, and all these secret groups. So you say, well, that's a conspiracy theory. No, it's not.
Fake news.
You understand? These people do exist.
That's right.
You understand? These are elite oligarchy that runs this country. And they hide behind different agendas. And they control all forms of government on every level.
Right, right.
Whether it's the political, military, social, medical, law. They control every aspect of the government.
Right.
All right? Read that part again.
So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. And all men shall fear, and shall declare the work of Yahweh.
Right?
For they shall wisely consider of his doing. The righteous shall be glad in the Most High, and shall trust in him. And all the upright in heart shall glory.
Right, because we're going to glory when you see what the Most High is going to do for us and the judgment he's going to bring in the earth. So let's go back to Job, the 18th chapter. And we left off in the 6th verse. Job 18, 18 and 6.
Okay, you want to read 6?
Yeah.
All right, verse 6. Job 18, verse 6. The light shall be dark in his tabernacle, and his candle shall be put out with him. The steps of his strength shall be straightened, and his own counsel shall cast him down.
Right, his own counsel is going to cast him down. All right, they're going to turn against him. All right, read on.
For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare.
And he's walking upon a snare. A snare is coming upon them, man. All right, like the old saying, you dig a pit, and you're going to fall into that pit that you dig. So his own snare that he laid, he's going to fall into it, because now it's happening to him now on all levels.
What we was talking about.
The drug epidemics, all right? Everything that he did to us is coming upon them. Like the Most High said, all the plagues, let's go to that in Deuteronomy. The Most High said he's going to return all the plagues that came upon us, upon our enemies. Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter. And we're going to start from
what chapter?
Deuteronomy, the 30th chapter.
30.
Yeah. Let's start from the first verse. Deuteronomy 30 and 1.
Reading for the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, when all these things are come upon thee, the blessing and the curse, which I have set before thee, and thou shalt call them to mind among all the nations, whither the Most High thy power hath driven thee. Verse 2. And shalt return unto the Lord thy power, and shalt obey his voice according to all that I command thee this day, thou and thy children with all thine heart and with all thy soul. That then the Most High thy power will turn thy captivity, and have compassion upon thee, and will return and gather thee from all the nations, whither the Most High thy power has scattered thee.
And that's going to come to pass. And we're living in that time. Read on.
Verse 4. If any of thine be driven out unto the utmost parts of heaven, from thence will the Most High thy power gather thee, and from thence will he fetch thee. And the Lord thy power will bring thee into the land which thy fathers possessed, and thou shalt possess it. And he will do thee good, and multiply thee above thy
So
fathers.
he's going to multiply us above our fathers. He's going to increase us again. Read on.
And the Lord thy power will circumcise thine heart, and thy heart of thy seeds to love the Lord thy power with all thy heart and with all thy soul, that thou mayest live. Verse 7. And the Lord thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies.
That's the point that we're coming down to now. The Most High said, and the Most High thy power will put all these curses upon thy enemies. Read on.
And on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee.
So the Most High is going to return all the curses that we fulfill and had here. It's going to put upon all our enemies now. And it's coming upon them now. And it's showing every day. It's seeing, it's making national television views all over, man. And they catching it royal too, man. Because they're putting out there to help stop it, to do everything in their powers to help that situation, man.
Right.
And they catching it royalty. Now they say now that the MS-13 is moving out to Long Island now, next door to them, and pushing the drugs, man. And they mad. They mad. Said now they're closing up, they're fencing up their houses, and there ain't nothing the cops could do, man. They mad as hell, man. That's why they love Trump, man. Make America, because they catching it, man. Because MS-13 never move out to those areas out there. Now they're out there now, man. Ain't that something, man? Out there in the most prestigious neighborhoods, man. So they catching it on all levels, man. They can't produce. They can't use suntan lotion. They can't go out in the sun. They are the drug epidemic. So what's left? Ain't nothing left, man. That's why the Most High says he's going to bring them to their knees, man. He's going to bring them down to their knees, man. Eventually, they're going to say, you know what? You people are the people of the Most High. They're going to have to admit it, man. When they see that the sun that gives you vitamin D is giving you cancer, that, man, I mean, you don't belong on the earth, man. You don't belong on the earth if that's the case, man. And they can't use the sun to protect them no more. So I guess they have to stay indoors at all time now. And now they're going to Santo Domingo. They're dying now. They're dying. There's something over there. They're eating and drinking. They're dying, man. And now, but Santo Domingo and catch hell now too now, because they're gonna want to know why the tourists in Santo Domingo are dying. So I mean, tourism is gonna hit them hard. No tourists can't go to Santo Domingo now. The tourism industry is gonna be hit hard because this is about what? About the fourth person that died. And who knows how many died before and it wasn't brought out. But now it's being brought out that they died in Santo Domingo.
Coming down upon them.
Yeah, it's coming down hard upon them, man. You know, so eventually they're gonna start saying
some of them have sin.
Eventually they're going to tell them, no more alert, no more Americans go to Santo Domingo. You know that's going to come up, that's going to be the next big news. When they start dying, they put out that alert real quick, man.
That's going to hit them hard financially too, right? They depend on tourists.
Well, they were also having issues with Simeon over in Dominican Republic. You know, they try to put a ban. They want to try to put a ban.
That's what I'm talking about. Because the tourists are dying when they go there.
The same hotel.
But now, as Elder said, it's not just someone killing them. They're dying because of the food poisoning, the water. They're not wanted anywhere.
So that's going to be a travel ban on the island too. So that's going to affect them hard, Simeon too. And that's why they depend on the tourism. Because just like I said, the epidemic in Venezuela is causing a lot of people in Venezuela to go down to Trinidad. And it's a big epidemic. They're fleeing Venezuela because there's no food shortage and everything, man. But when what's his name was there in power?
Hugo
Chavez, when he was in power, it wasn't a problem. Since they got rid of him, now Venezuela is like I don't understand. They have oil, all that oil. Where's the money in the world going? Now there's starvation, nothing in it. It's crazy, man. So all the people is like fleeing down to Trinidad. It's a havoc down there in Trinidad now because they are taking all the people from Venezuela. You know, so they say, oh,
Like American going to Jamaica to live, you know.
yeah, but they gonna die down there too, because they'll figure they have money too. They're gonna rob them behind too.
Rob them too.
Yeah. You know, in Jamaica, if they ain't got no money or nothing, they're gonna rob them tourists, man. And they will hold it behind hostage too. You know? Yeah.
Ransom.
Yeah, ransom it behind, man. Alright, so let's go back to the book of Job. Left off in the seventh chapter, 7 verse.
1870.
Past the seventh
No,
verse,
well,
right?
Yeah, we passed.
We did the 8th
Yeah.
verse.
Okay, yeah.
I read the 8th.
Okay, yeah. We in 9 now. Yeah.
I can start the 8th again.
Yeah.
Right.
Read it again.
Okay. Job chapter 18 verse 8. For he is cast into a net by his own feet, and he walketh upon a snare.
And he's walking upon a snare, for he's cast into a net by his own feet. His own feet is going to cast him into that trap. All right. Read on.
The jinn shall take him by the heel.
And the jinn represents like an evil. All right. Read on.
And the robber shall prevail against him.
And who's the robber that's prevailing against him? Who's the robber that's prevailing against him?
The man that stick him up with a gun.
No. Nobody. Not so easy like that. But it says the robber.
The robber.
It says the robber shall prevail against him. Because you know, typically you just can't rob Esau and get away with it like that. You rob an Edomite, you'll be caught the next day or maybe within 48 hours.
Right.
It ain't like us. You know what I mean? You kill a cop within 24 hours, you'll face on the news already. So it says the robber shall prevail against him. Who's the robber that's going to prevail against him? And they're prevailing right now. You all know who's that robber. And I give you all a hint. And Trump put tariffs against them.
Oh, China.
China.
I was going to say China.
China is a robber that's prevailing against him.
Yeah.
China is hitting him on all levels, man. And all levels, man. And they're more worried about China than anybody else. You understand? So it says the robber shall prevail against him. And that's the robber that's prevailing against him. Because the Chinese is flooding their country and their market with their goods. And what China does, China is good at that. They send the inferior goods here and they keep the good stuff in China. That's how you wage a war. You send all the inferior goods here and keep the good stuff in your country. And that's what they've been doing for the last 20, 30 years.
Wow.
You understand?
How about those that going to live in Jamaica?
Who?
Or how about the Chinese man that live in Jamaica?
Well, they moving there too. They soon, slowly but surely, will soon taking over Jamaica too.
That's right.
That's it.
You know what I mean? So China is becoming the growing economic and world power. For now.
Right.
For now. But they're not going to be the world power in the future kingdom. For now.
Right.
They're going to prevail. Like they start to come up against Esau now. Esau is worrying about that. That's why Trump is doing what he's doing. But Trump, he's a dummy, but the people that's in his circle is telling him that watch out for China because they're the next up and coming world power. And they see and knows that. You understand? Read on.
Verse 10. The snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way. Terrors shall make him afraid on every side.
So every way and every side, terrors is making him afraid on all levels. Whether it's naturally, physically, spiritually, economically, politically, it's hitting him on all sides, man. Drug epidemic. I mean, he's not producing no more.
Right.
You know, all these things are hitting him on every side now. All right?
You think there'll be no war?
Yeah, it's going to be a war.
Yeah.
All right? Read on.
And shall drive him to his feet.
And it's going to drive him to his feet. All right? Read on.
His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side.
And destruction is ready at his side. All right? Read on.
It shall devour the strength of his skin. Even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength.
Even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength, which is Yahushua. Right? You're going to devour his strength ultimately in the end. Read on.
His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle.
And he's losing his confidence. The tabernacle means the body of his people.
Right.
They're losing that confidence.
Right.
All right. Read on.
And it shall bring him to the king of terror.
And who's the king of terror? The
Yahweh.
Most High. Yeah, Most High and Yahweh.
That's right.
All right. Read on.
It shall dwell in his tabernacle, because it is none of his.
Right. Because he stole it. Everything he got, he stole.
Wow.
All right. Read on.
Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation.
And the brimstone is a what? What is the brimstone that's going to be scattered upon his habitation? The nuclear destruction.
Nuclear destruction, huh? Yeah.
Nuclear destruction. That's the brimstone, the fire and those missiles that the Most High is going to bring upon it. Read on.
His roots shall be dried up beneath, and above shall his branch be cut off. His remembrance shall perish from the earth.
See, his remembrance is going to perish from the earth eventually. Read on.
And he shall have no name in the street.
Right? Eventually, all the names you got it up there. Ostrich Street, this street, all that going to be taken down. All right? Because the Most High said, go to Ezekiel 35. Let me show you something. Ezekiel 35.
Oh, that's
The Most High said, when the whole earth is at rest. Ezekiel 35. And start from the 14th verse.
Reading from the book of Ezekiel chapter 35 verse 14. Thus saith the Most High thy power, when the whole earth rejoiceth, I will make thee desolate.
See that? And that's who he's talking about. Let's read the first and second verse and see who he's talking about.
Ezekiel chapter 35 verse 1. Moreover, the word of the Most High came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir, and prophesy against it. And say unto it, Thus saith the Most High, thy power, Behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and will stretch out my hand against thee, and will make thee most desolate.
All right, so the Most High said, when the whole earth rejoiceth, he's going to make them desolate. All right, and read the 15th verse too.
Verse 15. As thou didst rejoice at the inheritance of the house of Israel, because it was desolate.
Yeah, when we became desolate, they rejoiced at us. All right, read on.
So will I do unto thee. Thou shalt be desolate, O Mount Seir, and all Idumea, even all of it. And they shall know that I am the Most High.
All right, so let's go back to Job.
Pick up where I left off.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to read verse 17. Verse 17. His remembrance shall perish from the earth, and he shall have no name in the street. He shall be driven from light into darkness.
Right, he's going to be driven from the light into darkness. That's why the Most High said in Revelation 18, the light of his candle is not going to shine no more. All right? His wisdom, his technology, and all the stuff that he boasted is going to be gone. All right? Read on.
And chased out of the world.
He's going to be chased out of the world. All right? Read on.
He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining of his dwellings.
Right, because they're being few now. All right? Hold that and go to Jeremiah. Let me show you something here in Jeremiah. Jeremiah, I think it's the 50th chapter. The Most High said, Esau is spoiled. Let me show you something. Yeah, Jeremiah 49.
Jeremiah 49.
And start from the 7th verse.
Reading from the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, verse 7. Concerning Edom, thus saith the Most High of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman?
Right, Teman represents the wise men. All right, read on.
Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished?
Right, so this is a question. Is their wisdom being vanished? All right, read on.
Verse 8. Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, For I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, that time that I will visit him. Verse 9. If great gatherers come to thee, will they not leave some gleaning grapes? If these by night together go unpunished, thou shalt not go unpunished, but thou shalt surely drink of it.
Right, but he's going to drink of it. All right, he's going to drink of the Most High's judgment. All right, so go back here to Job. Yeah.
Okay, the book of Job, chapter 18, verse 18. He shall be driven from light into darkness and chased out of the world. He shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. They that come after him shall be astonished at his day, as they that went before were affrighted. Surely such are the dwellings of the wicked, and this in the place of him that knoweth not Yahweh.
Right, and they don't know the Most High. All right, so go over here to Job 20. Job 20 and start from the 4th verse.
The book of Job, chapter 20, verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth?
Right, so he's saying, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth? Read on.
That the triumphing of the wicked is short.
Right, the rulership and the continual prolonging of the wicked is short. It's not going to be forever. All right, it seems like it's a long time since Esau took over here. America is like what? Almost 240 years he's been in rulership since he started this country called America. And 240 years is not a long time. It seems like it's long, but it's not really long. All right, even though his rulership has been longer than ours since, because when we started ruling under David to Solomon, that was a short space of time. That was like mainly what? Actually, if you said from King Saul, that's 3 kings each, 120 years. All right. Then after that, the whole nation went to chaos. Esau had what? 240 years after July 4th, what? 1776. From that point on, when he became a nation. Yeah.
Would you say it was actually longer than that? I mean, on a certain level, 1776, but if you look from Columbus.
Well, actually, when he started here as Americans, when he came out, yeah, because remember he was a mixture between the British and the French and so. But when he came here from 1776, it was America. He stamped that name, but we are Americans. Just to say we're on our own now. We're our own country now. We're not dependent on England. We're not dependent on France. We're our own now. And that's when they made that stance on their own. From that point up until this day, that's what 240 years. Yeah.
I'm sorry. One quick question. I don't know if you went over this or not. I see you're in Job. I came late. But it's interesting to me. When you look at Job 18 and 11, right? A lot of this, the terrorism, he's doing it.
Right.
Because you kind of say, like, when I first got into this and I saw this scripture, I was thinking terrorists shall make like Muslim terrorists or whoever.
Right.
But in fact, he's spooking himself.
Right.
So that would be accurate that it includes himself. It's not just
himself and the other nations too. Yeah. It could be inclusive. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Because remember, the other nations are a terror to him too. Because what they're doing, the other nations are multiplying and increasing, but he's not. He's dying off. So that's why he's trying to mingle himself amongst all the different nations to continue his race. Yeah.
I'm sorry, one more.
Yeah.
Which is the scripture that says, I think it's in Daniel, that Esau mingled his seed?
Yeah, he shall mingle his seed among, it's in Daniel, yeah. Daniel.
Anybody know what that is?
Yeah, I think it's a 2 around the 2 and 40, I think. Daniel 2 and 40. He shall mingle his seed among the children of men. It's Daniel 2:40, I think. Yeah, 2:40 or 2:42. Yeah. Yeah, 243. Yeah, Daniel 243.
Yeah, 43.
All right.
All right, I'll be quiet.
So let's go to Job. We left off. Started
Okay.
in the 4th verse. What
Yeah.
Job?
All right.
Oh no, we Job 20, right? Job 20.
Job 20.
Yeah.
All right. Verse 5. The triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens.
So he says, though his excellency mount up to the heaven. What is the white man's excellency of his technology? What is his excellency of his technology today?
Space program.
His space program. His space program. Anything dealing with the space program, satellites, anything like that. That's the excellency of his technology. All right. And he said, though it mount up to the heavens. Read on.
And his head reach unto the cloud.
That's his technology, whether it's aviation technology, space technology, and it reached to the clouds, his satellites. All right. Read on.
Yet he shall perish forever, like his own dung.
With all the height of all the technology he had, he's going to perish forever like his own sheep, which is dumb. Yeah.
In my block where I lived at, there was a mist of white clouds going up, moving toward the east.
Oh yeah? All right. Read on.
They which have seen him shall say, where is he?
Right. Eventually everybody's going to say, damn, where is he? The man that had all this technology that was so prominent and so boastful. Like it said in Isaiah 47 and 6. He said, where is he? I mean, I was so proud. Everybody looked up there. Let's go to that real quick. Isaiah 47.
You can also say 14, right? Is this the man?
Yeah, is this the man? Yeah. Is this the man that made the world to tremble?
Right.
Yeah. That dropped bombs on people, that made declarations of embargoes and sanctions. Yo, he put the world in a lot of fear, man. He did things that nations never did, man. When you could put a sanction on an entire nation, man, that they can't get no food or nothing.
Right.
That's war. That's warfare, man.
war.
That's war. That's a war without you killing or dropping bombs, man. But you're still killing the people in a high-tech way, you know? Yeah.
Salakia, and when you look at the news, like for example, you have a lot of sanctions on 3 countries in particular: North Korea, Venezuela, and Iran. So a lot of Edomites or other people are naive, and they just look at it, oh, the United States is creating pressure.
Yeah.
That's an act
I got
of
war. That's
man.
war, man.
That's war.
That's a genocide too. It's genocide,
Making
man.
sure people can't eat.
Yeah.
This, that, and the third.
Yeah.
They first started that off with Cuba.
Yeah.
Right.
They started off. They learned that worked with Cuba, so they tried to expand it to the other
Right.
nations.
And for 50 years, man. Imagine that. 50 years embargo on a country, man. And they still survive,
Still
man.
survive.
Still
Still
survive.
survive.
And able to say, see, we survived. You survived, you bingo. You know? All right. Isaiah 47 and started you know what? Start from 5, yeah.
Reading from the book of Isaiah, chapter 47, verse 5. Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called the lady of kingdoms.
Right. Eventually, they're not going to be called the lady of kingdoms no more. They're not going to be the one that people look up to and say, oh, I praise you, and not no more. It's coming to that point. All right, read on.
Verse 6. I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid thy yoke.
So upon the ancient people, the old people, he heavily laid yokes upon our people. He didn't regard whether they were young, old, babies. He didn't give a damn. He put the yoke on our people, man. You understand? Read on.
Verse 7. And thou sayest, I shall be a lady forever.
Imagine that. I'm going to be a lady forever. I'm going to sit on this throne. I'm going to rule this bitch forever. That's the attitude they have.
Done.
All right, read on.
So that thou didst not lay these things in thy heart.
They didn't lay these things in their heart. They didn't lay them to the mind that what's going to come in the end. Read on.
Neither didst remember the latter end of it.
They didn't care about the latter end of it. The end justified the means. All right, read on.
Verse 8. Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasure.
Right. Movies, Father's Day, Mother's Day, President's Day, giving to glory, going to amusement park, Disney World, having fun, just living it up. There's no cares, no nothing. Right. God, nothing. All right, read on.
That dwellest carelessly.
Do it carelessly. We don't care about nothing. But when 9/11 changed the whole scenario now. You understand? 9/11. See, they said terrorists will never change them, but 9/11 did change it because now everything has to be secure. You can't just go through the airport no more like you used to. You have to go at least 2 hours before you can just walk through. Oh, I'm running late. I'm going to the airport. Not no more, buddy. You have to check it at least 2 hours before. And everything has been restricted and changed on because of 9/11. So now the own pressure is on them now. So they can't say that they won the war. They lost the war because now they can't be slack like they used to be no more. Now they have to be watching around to see, well, let's see, maybe something might happen. Because remember, all it takes for them now is just one mess up. And that's all it takes. You understand?
You're right, although, because they even created a new division, a new borough called Homeland Security.
Yeah.
Just because of terrorism.
Yeah, they already did. No, they created what they put all the different law enforcement into one category under Homeland Security. Yeah.
And on top of that, with that Homeland Security, all of those privacy acts, they breaching all of that.
Yeah,
Privacy.
Yeah.
They searching out everything.
Everything, man. They just doing the hell they want to do, man. So they created more problems for their own people, man. Because before, you could walk through with your shoes. Now you got to take off your shoe when you go through the airport. Even if you're wearing sandals, you got to take off the damn sandals. What kind of crap is that, man? You understand? And then if you beat, well, it's still searching you, looking to see what you got on there. I ain't got nothing. But is that they created the height of that scenario now that now is come back to haunt them. You understand? So they could say the terrorists won. The terrorists won the battle. They won that war because now they forever now have to be on top of the game. They can't slip up. Any slip up, that's their behind. All right. So before they used to dwell careless, they didn't have to worry about nothing. Oh, we carefree. We go anywhere we want in the world. We're Americans. Because you know the status works anywhere you go on the earth. Then you go to any place in the world, or any embassy, and you say you're an American citizen, that works. That name and that title of American citizen work in any embassy. I'm an American citizen. If you go somewhere and you say you're a Russian citizen, I don't know, buddy, but you're it works. You understand? When you go to Israel too, you say you're American, they might give you a hard time, but they still have to back up and respect that you're an American citizen.
Right.
You know what I mean? So but eventually it's going to wear off because the Most High is reversing everything upon them now. Right. All right. Read on.
I'm going to start from the beginning again. Therefore, hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else besides
We're
me.
Americans, we're the greatest people, and there's nobody else like Americans. God damn it! Gonna make America great again. And that's the attitude they stuck with.
Good.
When you said that, it just made me laugh. 'Cause, you know, I have a tendency, just for the heck of it, to watch Fox News.
Yeah.
And it's intriguing to me because they give it to you raw.
Yeah.
That's raw Esau. So anyway, if anybody watches what they call the Sean Hannity show, he has a music thing on. He says, "We'll put a boot in your ass."
Yeah, proud bastards, man. Proud, man. Rush Limbaugh, all them proud, man. We're Americans. And there was another one on before with a conservative talk show host. He was a proud bastard. What's his name? he was
Lennon.
no, he was on way back in the 80s. What's his name? And then he came back and apologized to black people. I forget his name. Huh? No. He was back in the 80s, the mid 80s. I forget his name. Damn. It's gonna come back to me though. But he was a proud bastard. He said, "Get off my show! You
yeah.
get off my radio show! You phony!" Yeah.
Was he one that smoked a lot?
I don't know if he smoked a lot, but he was a proud conservative bastard, man. Yeah. But his name will come back to me though. All right. Read on. And they added to, "We're Americans. We're the greatest people on the earth. And there's nobody like us." What was his name? What was his name? Damn, boy. I forgot his name. Oh, man. And he was on there before Rush Limbaugh. Damn.
Yes.
Yeah, he was a conservative. He was on ABC radio, 77 ABC. Damn, what's his name?
Conservative.
Yeah, I forgot his name. He was back there in the 80s, from 84, 85, early 80s. He was on it for a long time. Oh
I
man.
know you're talking about.
But he's gonna come back to me though. Go ahead, read on.
That dwells carelessly, that saith in thine heart, I am and none else besides me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children.
That's what they say, but they're starting to see it now.
Yeah.
And to show you how proud he was, and it was a movie called Olympus Has Fallen, when the Muslim had took England, and then he infiltrated even everything, man. So then when the guy said, when he caught the Muslim guy, he said, "You're gonna pay dearly." He said, "Even in 1,000 years, we still be ruling." I said, "Look at that, proud, arrogant." He said, "Within still in 1,000 years, we still be ruling." I said, "Oh yeah? No, you wouldn't, you bastard." So he tried to get back at the Arab and say, "In 1,000 years, we'll still be ruling. We'll still be around." I said, "Look at that, proud man." Proud man. And that's the attitude they have, man. All right, read on.
Verse 9. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day. The loss of children.
Isn't that happening now? It's happening now, boy. They're losing their children in that drug epidemic, man. It's hitting them hard, man. All right. First, it was the one that was taken, which was what was the one that was taken before?
Oxycontin.
Not Oxycontin. It was one that was mixing with baking soda and something else. Not crack. It was just maybe like 5 years ago. They was taking it, and when they take it, they would be all sucked in and look skinny and look dried up.
Yes, I know.
What was the name of that damn thing? Damn, I forgot the name of that damn thing.
I know you're talking about.
Crystal meth.
Crystal meth. Yeah, crystal meth. Yeah. They were on that thing big time, man. Big time. Yeah. Yep. Read on.
And I killed that one, I will go too long.
Yep. Read on.
The loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thy enchantments.
Right, for all the witchcraft, sorcery, the things that they're doing. Read on.
Verse 10. For thou hast trusted in thine wickedness. Thou hast said, none seeth thee.
He said, nobody don't see us because we're doing it top secret. We're doing it in secret. We're clandestine. This has to be a clandestine operation. Operation Desert Storm. Operation Eagle. Operation, the one they call in South America, Operation Condor. Where they went in and struck South America and brought in the drugs. All these different clandestine operation. Then you also see the one with, what's his name, Harrison Ford. In that movie when he went to Central, South America. He said this has to be a clandestine operation. When they take all the drug dealer, clear present danger. Yeah. He liked acting in those movies, Harrison Ford. Then he acted in the one in The President, when they hijacked, when they kidnapped the president and he was on the plane or something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. He liked acting in those movies so he could show we're Americans, god damn it. All right, read on.
Air Force One.
Yeah, Air Force One, yes.
Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee.
What's his wisdom and his knowledge? his technology. He has perverted it.
Right.
All right, because that's what he trusts in, technology and science. Science. If it's not scientific, we don't want to deal with it. That's his first excuse or his first preference to anything. If it's not scientific, he's not going to deal with it.
Right.
All right, read on.
And thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me.
That's what they are. We're number one and there's nobody else, not even the goddamn Chinese. Read on.
Therefore shall evil come upon thee. Thou shalt not know from whence it riseth.
Right, it's going to come upon him suddenly, spiritually. The way it's coming up, it's going to come like a divine. Read on.
And mischief shall fall upon thee. Thou shalt not be able to put it off.
Can't put it off. All right, read on.
And desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Stand now with thine enchantments, and with the multitude of thy sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth.
So when he says, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, what does that mean? When he says, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, what does it mean? From his inception, beginning with the Greeks. That's what it means from, it says, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth, from the beginning of their presence as the Greeks. That's where it started from. All right, read on.
If so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail.
Right, and they're not going to prevail. They think they're going to prevail, but they're not going to prevail. Read on.
Verse 13. Thou art wearied in the multitude of thy counsels. Let now the astrologer, the stargazer, the monthly prognosticator stand up and save thee from these things that shall come upon thee.
Right, so they're weary of all their counsel. Now, the counsels can't help or solve their problems now. So they have to go to the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators. And so the Most High has to let them stop and save thee from all these things that's coming upon you. If they could do it. All right, read on.
Verse 14. Behold, they shall be a stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm at, nor fire to sit before it. Thus shall they be unto thee, with whom thou hast labored, even thy merchant from thy youth. They shall wander everyone to his quarter. None shall save thee.
None is going to save him. That's what's coming upon him. All right, so let's go back to Job. Job 20, and we left off in what? Read that 6th verse again.
All right, Job chapter 20.
No, we left off in 7. Read 7 again. 7. Yeah.
Job chapter 20 verse 7. Yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yea, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night.
Right. It's going to happen so quickly. It's going to be like it was a vision of the night when it happens, man. Read on.
The eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. Verse 10, his children shall seek to please the poor.
And that's what his children are doing now. His offspring, the liberal one, the liberal children, not the conservative, but the liberal ones.
Right.
Well, we could empathize with what blacks have went through, and we understand. So they're trying to do everything now to seek to help black people. All right. They even try. Well, we will try to get reparations for blacks too. All right. Yeah.
Yeah, now they ceasing to spoil.
Yeah.
They turning back now, talking about we sorry for
Yeah, we sorry for what we did. You understand? So a lot of the liberals type ones are starting to see what they four parents did and say, well, what can we do? Anything we could do now to help remedy the situation?
Hell no.
You understand? They're trying to seek to please the poor now. You understand? That's what they did by putting Obama in office too.
Right.
To appease us. They said, well, look, we gave you somebody. You understand? So and it worked, because by doing that they appeased us. They make us took our step backwards, and we took our arms, we just drop our guards. Oh, okay. black man's in office now. We don't have to worry. All our troubles is over. And that's how they got us, man. You understand? And by doing that, they put a whammy on us, man. Put him in office. Make him think that he's going to make everything all right.
He was an American citizen.
Well, he is, but that's what they used. Even Trump was using that bullcrap. Yeah, he's a heathen, but he is an American citizen. You know what I mean? But Trump was using that bullcrap to rally the rest of the white people on his side. You understand? So that's what they all do. You know, they don't like niggas, whether he's an Israelite or a non-Israelite. You understand? All right, read on.
All right. Verse 10. His children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands shall restore their goods.
And that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to restore our goods. All right? Read on.
His bones are full of the sin of his youth.
Yeah, wickedness is still there. All right? Read on.
Which shall lie down with him in the dust. Thou wickedness be sweet in his mouth.
Yeah, though wickedness be sweet in his mouth. It's sweet in his mouth. Read on.
Though he hide it under his tongue.
He's trying to hide under his tongue, but it's still there. That wickedness is still there. Because the scripture says it's like a rust that cannot be cleansed away. Rust, iron rusteth, that's his way. He said, like as iron rusteth, so is his ways. All right? Read on.
Though he spare it and forsake it not, but keep it still within his mouth.
It's within his mouth. It's going to come out eventually. All right? Read on.
Yet his meat in his bowels is turned. It is the gall of asp within him.
Right, and the asp is a poisonous snake. Poisonous, man. So that gall is still within him. It's going to come out eventually. All right? Read on.
He hath swallowed down riches, and he shall vomit them up again.
Yeah, all the riches that he took and stole from the earth, he's going to vomit it back up. All right? Read on.
The Most High shall cast them out of his belly.
The Most High is going to force it out of him. All right? Because eventually the Most High said, when you go to Isaiah 60. Over here, the Most High said, Isaiah. Isaiah 60. Isaiah 60, yeah. Isaiah 60 and Isaiah 60 and 16.
Reading from the book of Isaiah, chapter 60, verse 16. Thou shalt also suck the milk of the Gentiles,
right,
and shalt suck the breast of kings. And thou shalt know that I am the Most High, I am thy Savior, and thy Redeemer, the Mighty One of Jacob. For brass I will bring gold.
So the Most High said, for brass I will bring gold. All right, read on.
And for iron I will bring silver.
So as much iron as it has, it's going to be as much silver. As much brass it is in the earth, it's going to be as much gold. All right, read on.
And for wood, brass, and for stone, iron, I will also make thy officers peace, and thy exactors righteousness.
All right, so that's it. But read the 12th verse to the 12th verse of that.
Verse 12. For the
Start from
nation.
11.
Verse 11. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually. They shall not be shut day nor night, that men may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles.
See, so that's how they're going to bring it. All that is stole, they're going to bring it back. Most of he's going to make them vomit it back up. They're going to bring all those riches back to us. Read on.
And that their kings may be brought. For the nations and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish. Yea, those nations shall utterly waste it.
All right. All right. So go back to Job.
Book of Job, chapter 20, verse 16. He shall suck the poison of asps. The viper's tongue shall slay him. He shall not see the rivers, the floods, the brooks of honey and butter.
Right. He's not going to see the kingdom. The things that was promised to us. All right, read on.
That which he labored for shall he restore.
Right. What do you think he labored for? He's going to restore. He's going to give it back. Read on.
And shall not swallow it down.
He's not going to swallow down the riches that he stole eventually. Now he's reaping the benefit of it. All right, read on.
According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein.
He's not going to rejoice because his light is going to be put out. Read on.
Because fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in strength.
See, in the fullness of his sufficiency, when he think he's fully sufficient and going good, he's going to be in straits in the end. Read on.
Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Every hand of the wicked is going to be against him. All right, read on.
When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him.
When he's about to enjoy the full benefit of his kingdom, well, we're going to bring in the new world order and we're going to celebrate. Most High going to lay the hammer on him, man. All right? So he's not going to fully bring in that new world order where he wants to. Because he has plans. And that's to renew his whole entire kingdom. All right? Read on.
And shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
See? While he's enjoying it, Most High is going to rain upon him. This is going to rain on your parade. All right? Read on.
He shall flee from the iron weapon.
And what is the iron weapon? The nuclear missiles. That's the iron weapon. Read on.
And the bow of steel shall strike him through.
And that bow of steel is going to strike him through. Yeah.
Salakia, what's the thing in I think it's Psalms, fear not the archers, what was it, Psalms?
The pestilence at noon, and the pestilence that travel at noon. Yeah.
And y'all know which one that is?
Psalms 91. I think.
91, okay.
Yeah. All right. Read on.
Verse 25. It is drawn and cometh out of the body.
And what's the body? The body is a what? He said it is drawn and cometh out of the body. What is the body?
So the missiles are coming out of the land.
The silos.
The silos.
From the silos,
Right.
yeah. All right, read on.
Yea, the glittering sword.
Yeah, it's glittering. What we call it the glitter? The fire that's behind of it. The fire. Called a glittering sword. All right, read on.
Cometh out of his gale. Terrors are upon him.
And terrors are come to be upon him. All right, read on.
All darkness shall be hid in his secret places. A fire not blown shall consume him. It shall go ill with him that is left in his tabernacle.
See that? All that's left is going to go ill with them in the tabernacle. It's not going to be good. All right, read on.
The heavens shall reveal his iniquity.
And that's what the heavens is doing now. The heaven is revealing his iniquity. Read on.
And the earth shall rise up against him.
And the earth is rising up against him on all levels. All right? Read on.
The increase of his house shall depart, and his goods shall flow away in the day of his wrath. This is the portion of a wicked man from the Most High, and the heritage appointed unto him by the Most High.
And that's his heritage appointed to him by the Most High. So he was made for that. That's his destiny. That's his destiny.
The Most High stamped it.
Yeah, Most High stamped the approval. This is what you are made for, and this is your destiny. Like the Most High says, he's the vessels of wrath fitted for destruction.
Done.
So this is his destiny. He can't escape it. He can't run from it. He has to deal with it. Just like we dealt with it, he has to face it.
Done.
That's his destiny.
He has to go back to the field that he produced.
That's what he got to reap. You understand? Now go ahead to Job 21.
The book of Job, chapter 21, verse.
And start here from you know what? Start from the first verse. Yeah.
Reading for the book of Job, chapter 21, verse 1. But Job answered and said, hear diligently my speech, and let this be your consultation. Suffer me that I may speak, and after that I have spoken, mock on.
So Job said, when I have spoken, then you can mock on. But see if you can mock on when I finish what I'm saying with these words. Read on.
As for me, is my complaint to man. If it were so, why should not my spirit be troubled?
Because Job was going through hell. So he's expressing his thoughts on all the things that he went through. All right, read on.
Verse 5. Mark me and be astonished, and lay your hand upon your mouth. Even when I remember, I am afraid, and trembling taketh hold on my flesh. Wherefore do the wicked live, become old, yea, are mighty and in power?
That's true. It says, wherefore do the wicked live, become old, they live a long time, yeah, are mighty in power. Look at the Rothschilds and the Rockefeller, how long that bastard lived. Oh, wicked, dirty bastard, man. He lived to be, what, 100 years old?
Yeah, gone.
All right, read on.
Verse 8. Their seed is established in their sight.
Yeah, their seed is established in their sight. It's passed on. Their name is passed on. The Rockefellers, the DuPonts, the Gettys. That name goes on for generations, man. All right, read on.
And their offspring before their eyes.
And their offspring, they see their offspring growing up, going to good prestigious colleges, Ivy League school, getting good jobs. You understand? Read on.
Their houses are safe from fear.
Yeah, he said the house is safe from fear in those glorious days. Now it's not being feared, it's safe no more.
Right.
In the glorious days, the heydays of America, they were untouchable, man.
Right.
You couldn't rob a rich man's house.
Right.
All right, read on.
Neither is the rod of the Most High upon them.
Right, the Most High rod, his punishment is not upon them. But now it's starting to come upon them now because the time is drawing near for that judgment. Read on.
Verse 10. Their bull gendereth and faileth not.
Right, all their cattle and everything is doing good, prosperous. In the prosperous years of America, milk, everything was doing good. Not no more. Now they have to use what? GMO stuff. Go back 50 years ago, they didn't use it. Wasn't using GMO like they're using it now.
Right.
All right, read on.
Their cow calves and cast not her calf.
Right, so they were producing. Back then they were eating steak like crazy. Good steak in America. Put me a good T-bone steak on that grill. In a baseball game, a nice sirloin porterhouse steak. Got a nice big Budweiser. Shoot. Or Budweiser, or what was that one?
Miller.
Yeah, Miller. Miller time. Yeah, where's Miller? It's gone, man. That was the good old days, man.
Good old days.
Drinking Miller and a nice T-bone steak, watching the baseball game. Yeah. Yeah.
We go second Esdras 15 and 13 says, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with the fearful consolation.
Right. Yeah. So everything changed within the last 40 years. You know what I mean? Because 50 years ago, you didn't have all that GMO. You could say maybe within the last 30 years. Because I think it started like in the 80s with heavily with the GMO. You know what I mean? But back then they were doing a lot of grafting and stuff too, mixing stuff. But I don't think that the GMO was that heavy. Probably it was, and we didn't know. But now you know today that every damn thing is GMO. That you pick almost everything you see and touch is GMO. You know. Because they ain't hiding it no more.
Right.
Obama passed a law where you know you don't have to put the label whether it's GMO or organic. And he passed a law where you can't sue Monsanto if you get poison from GMO product. Obama is a bastard, man. He passed a lot of laws, man, while he wasn't there to protect Monsanto. Yeah, man. Where you can't sue Monsanto if you get sick or die from being poisoned by Monsanto products. Yeah.
How about this HMO? HMO.
Yeah, the HMO. We mean the medical thing?
I'm sure in the medication, things like it.
Well, I don't know too much about that, but I don't know. But I mean, they're trying to get rid of that too. You know what I mean? They're trying to work and get rid of that. Trump, he want to get rid of all the healthcare programs.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he's another bastard too. Proud, arrogant bastard too. All right. Read on.
Verse 11. They send forth their little ones like a flock, and their children dance.
Yeah, they try to enjoy the benefits of what they have sown. All All right. I mean what they have reaped. All right. Read on.
Verse 12. They take the timbrel and harp and rejoice at the sound of the organ.
And you know they love the organ. Let me tell you, Cain was famous for that in the beginning. You go back to Genesis. Go back to Genesis real quick. Let me show you. Cain was famous for that, the organ and musical instruments. Genesis 4. Genesis 4, and I'll start from 21.
Reading from the book of Genesis, chapter 4, verse 21. And his brother's name was Jubal, and he was the father of all such as handled the harp and organ.
See? And they was famous for that, the harp and the organ. They loved that. All right? Read on.
And Zillah, she also bare Tubal-Cain, an instructor of every artificer, in brass and iron. And his sister of Tubal-Cain was Naamah.
And so he says here, and he was a what? An instructor of every artificer in brass and iron. What is an artificer? A person that creates and make instruments and weapons or anything like that.
Artificer?
Yeah.
Artificer,
And we say in brass and in iron. And Esau, he likes that. He likes that brass and iron because iron ore. Remember in all the cities, the East Coast cities, they had steel mills. And they were producing steel. America was a steel producing country at one time. Yeah.
Well, Pittsburgh still.
Pittsburgh Steelers, yeah. All those iron steel closed down. Now Trump want to open them back again. But America was famous for that. All throughout the East Coast, Michigan, Detroit, Pittsburgh, Indiana, all those were the steel mill country of this country. That's what employed a lot of workers. That and the car factories. It was big in producing steel, in manufacturing steel and iron. All right. So that's what they famous for. Esau.
Artificer.
Yeah, artificer, and also the harp and the organ. So that's why the Most High come back and said here in Job 21 and 12. Read Job 21 and 12 again.
Verse 12. They take the timbrel and harp and rejoice at the sound of the organ.
They love that. That's what they like. All right. Read on.
Verse 13. They spend their days in wealth and in a moment go down to the grave. Therefore they that say unto the Most High, depart from us, for we desire not the knowledge of thy ways.
That's what they say. We don't desire the knowledge of the Most High. Depart from us. Who is God? That's their attitude.
Done.
All right?
Done.
We don't believe in God. Science. Democracy. That's what they believe in. All right? Read on.
Verse 15. What is the Almighty that we should serve him?
Who is God that we should serve him? He's a cruel old man. He's cruel.
Exactly what he said.
If you don't serve him, he punishes you. All right? Read on.
And what profit should we have if we pray unto him?
What profit we shall have we pray to a God? That's the attitude. Pompous, man. All right? Read on.
Verse 16. Lo, their good is not in their hand. The counsel of the wicked is far from me. How oft is the candle of wicked put off?
See this word? The light of the candle is all throughout the scripture a lot of times, man. The light of the candle is going to be put out, man. Even in probably most of he's going to put out the light of the wicked, man. All right? Read on.
And how oft cometh their destruction upon them?
It's coming. All right? Read on.
The Most High distributeth sorrow in his anger.
And that's what the Most High is going to distribute upon them. He's going to distribute sorrow in his anger. All right? Read on.
They are as stubble before the wind, and as chaff that the storm carrieth away. The Most High layeth up his iniquity for his children.
Oh, see that? The Most High has laid up his iniquity for his children. All right? Read on.
He rewardeth him, and he shall know it.
And they're going to know it. They're going to know it eventually. Damn, this is because of my forefathers. They're going to know it eventually. They're going to see it.
That's a precept for Isaiah 14:21.
Yeah. All right. Read on.
Verse 20. His eyes shall see his destruction.
Yeah, his eyes gonna see his destruction. He gonna see them missiles coming. He gonna hear, this is not a test. This is an actual state of emergency. Nuclear missiles have been shot at the great US of A. That's gonna be a day for them.
Seek shelter.
Seek shelter. Well, then they'll say, you know what? God save us all. It's too late then. God save us all.
Too late shall be your cry.
Yeah. Read again.
Verse 20. His eyes shall see his destruction, and he shall drink of the wrath of the Almighty.
He's going to drink of it. He's going to drink it, baby. He's not going to put it off. Read on.
Verse 21. For what pleasures hath he in his house after him, when the number of his months is cut off in the midst?
Right, he's going to be cut off. When you see all these things happening, man, it's going to be too late. All right, read on.
Shall any teach the Most High knowledge, seeing he judges those that are high?
Right, seeing that he judges those that are high. The high, the elites. The Most High is going to judge him too. All right, for a long time, they haven't been judged. All right, they've been getting away with the crap they've been doing for a long time. Seeing that they are untouchable. All right, read on.
One dieth in his full strength, being wholly at ease and quiet.
See, it says one dieth in his full strength. The elites, they die good full old age. All right, being woolly at ease and quiet. At ease, no problems. Don't have to worry about how they're gonna die, how much it's gonna cost to bury them. Everything is already set. Look at George Bush when he died. He didn't have to worry about nothing. He died at good age. He died at what? 90? How old is he? 90 something. That's a good age. Long time he lived too, and he was wicked as hell. Papa Bush?
Good.
My goodness, man. You check Papa Bush's track record, man. You're like, damn. He been around a lot of evil, man.
Won't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Wasn't he head of FBI or CIA?
CIA. Yeah. Head of every evil connection on the earth, man. All right, read on.
Verse 24. His breast is full of milk, and his bones are moistened with marrow. And another dieth in bitterness of his soul.
Speaking about the poor. Now this is the poor man. Another dieth in the bitterness of his soul. Read on.
And never eateth with pleasure.
And never enjoy the pleasures of life. That's the poor man. But them, oh shoot, they ain't got to worry about it. When they die, they still recognize and a big procession and everything for them. All right, read on.
Verse 26. They shall lie down alike in the dust, and the worms shall cover them.
He said, but this happened to both the rich and the poor when you die. All right, read on.
Behold, I know your thoughts, and the devices which ye wrongfully imagine against me. For ye say, where is the house of the prince? And where are the dwelling places of the wicked? Have ye not asked them that go by the way? And do ye not know their tokens?
Yeah, you don't know their tokens? Read on.
That the wicked is reserved to the day of destruction.
That's why the Most High got him around so long. People want to know, why is the white man, the wicked, still ruling so long? Because this is the reason why. The Most High have a set day for the wicked. Read on.
They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath.
To the day of wrath. All right, read on.
Verse 31. Who shall declare his ways to his face? And who shall repay him what he hath done? Yet shall he be brought. Yet shall ye be brought to the grave, and shall remain in the tomb. The clods of the valley shall be sweet unto him, and every man shall draw after him, as there are innumerable before him. How then comfort ye me in vain, seeing in your answers there remaineth falsehood.
All right. So this is like I said, the destiny of the wicked, right? Which is the Edomites, the so-called white man. This is their destiny. That's what the Most High have in store for them. Whether they know it or they don't know, this is their future and their destiny. They can't escape it, they can't put it off. All right? So I'm just going to go over the first fruits, a few scriptures on the first fruits, and then we're going to close out. All right, so go to Deuteronomy, the 16th chapter. Matter of fact, go to Leviticus 23 real quick. Leviticus 23. And start from the 9th verse.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 9. And the Most High spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When ye be come into the land which I gave unto you, and shall reap the harvest thereof, then ye shall bring a sheaf of the first fruits of your harvest unto the priest.
So that's the time we're in now, the first fruits. All right, read on.
And ye shall wave the sheep before the Most High, to be accepted for you. On the morrow after the Sabbath, the priest shall wave it, and ye shall offer that day, when ye wave the sheep, and he lamb without blemish of the first year, for a burnt offering unto the Most High. And the meat offering thereof shall be 2/10 deals of fine flour mingled with oil, an offering made by fire unto the Most High, for a sweet savor. And the drink offering thereof shall be of wine.
Right, so the drink offering has to be of wine, not grape juice. Wine. I don't know how Christians get this thing with grape juice. I don't understand that, man. All right, read on.
The fourth part of an hin, verse 14. And ye shall eat neither bread, nor parched corn, nor green ears, until the selfsame day that ye have brought an offering unto your power. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations, in all your dwellings. And ye shall count unto you from the morrow after the Sabbath, from the day that ye brought the sheaf of the wave offering. 7 Sabbaths shall be complete.
Right, 7 Sabbaths shall be complete. That gives you the first fruit, or what they call Pentecost. All right, read on.
Even unto the morrow after the 7th Sabbath shall ye number 50 days, and ye shall offer a new meat offering unto the Most High. Ye shall bring out of your habitations 2 wave loaves of 2/10 deal. They shall be of fine flour, they shall be baken with leaven. They are the first fruits unto the Most High.
All right, so that's it. From there, I'll go ahead to,
Ben,
yeah,
can I say something real quick?
yeah.
Yeah, if you go back to where it says, verse 14, and ye shall eat neither bread nor parched corn nor green ears until the selfsame day that ye have brought an offering unto your power. It would be a statute forever throughout your generations in all your dwellings. Now, if you notice that scripture is actually telling you don't come here and eat empty-handed.
Right.
That's what it's telling you. Like, you know, some high holy days you're not supposed to never do it, but on this particular day, he's telling you bring something before you eat.
Right, right.
That's what I'm understanding.
Right. All right. Now go to Deuteronomy, the 16th chapter.
If you can.
Yep. Deuteronomy 16 and start from the 9th verse.
Reading for the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 9. 7 weeks shalt thou number unto thee. Begin to number the 7 weeks from such time as thou beginnest to put the sickle to the corn. And thou shalt keep the feast of weeks unto the Most High thy power with a tribute of a freewill offering of thy hand, which thou shalt give unto the Most High thy power, according as the Most High thy power hath blessed thee. Verse 11, and thou shalt rejoice before the Most High thy power, thou and thy son, and thy daughter, and thy manservant, and thy maidservant, and the Levite that is within thy gates, and the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow, and that are among you, in the place which the Most High thy power has chosen to place his name there. Verse 12, and thou shalt remember that thou wast a bondman in Egypt, and thou shalt observe and do these statutes. Thou shalt observe the Feast of Tabernacles 7 days. After that, thou hast gathered in thy corn and thy wine.
Right, so your corn and your wine. So show you we appeal of agriculture too. All right, the corn was a very important part of our diet. All right, read on.
Verse 14. And thou shalt rejoice in thy feast, thou and thy son, thy daughter, and thy manservant, and thy maidservant, and the Levite, the stranger, and the fatherless, and the widow that are within thy gates. 7 days shalt thou keep a solemn feast unto the Lord thy power in the place which the Lord shall choose. Because the Lord thy power shall bless thee in all thine increase, and in all thy works of thine hands. Therefore thou shalt surely rejoice. 3 times in a year shall all thy males appear before the Lord thy power in the place which he shall choose, in the feast of unleavened bread, and in the feast of weeks, and in the feast of tabernacles, and they shall not appear before the Lord empty. Every man shall give as he is able, according to the blessing of the Lord, the Most High thy power, which hath given thee.
All right, so that's it. All right, so we know the one in Acts, the 2nd chapter, in the day of Pentecost. All right, so we all know about that. What happened in the day of Pentecost when they received the Holy Spirit and they were able to speak in different languages to the other Israelites that came from the different areas. All right, because they went up to Jerusalem to keep that feast. So when they came, the Holy Spirit came upon them, and they were able to speak in the languages that they came from. Right? So the Holy Spirit came upon them from that point. All right. So that's pretty much it's about what, 2:20. All right, we're gonna close out the class and take a break, and then I guess the camp going on, right? Well, today's because we're gonna have the first fruits. Yeah, first fruits. Yeah. So yeah, we're just gonna close out the class. All right, so that's it. Shalom.
Shalom.